And joining us from Tokyo is Tom Byer. He was at home with his two young sons when the earthquake hit. Tom, good evening to you.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
I am doing okay. We spoke to you yesterday, right after the earthquake hit. As we speak right now, what are the conditions where you are?
Well, everything is in, everything's calm here inside Tokyo. As in there's no real damage at all or anything. Everybody's just trying to get back to normal here. But the problem is that everybody's very anxious because we're not really getting any good information from the media or the government.
You were at home with your wife and your two young sons, as we can hear in the background there. Describe what was going through your mind when this earthquake hit.
Sure. Well, like I've heard a lot of other people say, it's quite similar. We live with these earthquakes. I've been here 25 years, and I was fortunate to be home with the family. And then, it just started to hit, and it just went on forever. And as much as you try to prepare for this, you really do go into the panic mode, just trying to think of what to do. And in my case, I've got two small boys, 5 and 2 years old, so the priority was to make sure that these little guys were safe.
How concerned were you that this was going to be, this could have been the end for all of you?
I really did think it. I thought there was a possibility of possibly, the house collapsing or just some major destruction, because it just was not letting down. It was just getting worse and worse and worse, and it was just so long. And I've just, in 25 years, I've never been through an earthquake quite like this one, at least the tremors.
Yeah. At what point did you realize everything's going to be okay, at least for your family?
Well, I'll tell you, it took a long time. Because after that original first earthquake, a little bit before 3 o'clock, the aftershocks just consistently came for hours afterwards, just hours. So we're just braced constantly, ready to go into, the kind of hiding places, so to speak, under tables and things, because it was just so bad.
How would you describe those aftershocks? Pretty intense?
Very intense, very intense. Just, almost as the starting of what you would think is, again, that similar earthquake that we had earlier, a little bit before 3 o'clock, the main one. They were intense. And usually the aftershocks come and they're quite small, but these were quite violent aftershocks.
And
I just couldn't believe it. There was really no stop and start. There was a point where I think those aftershocks went all the way virtually almost until the morning the next day.
And right now things are fairly calm?
We haven't had any aftershocks at all. The only problem right now is that everybody is in major panic about these nuclear reactors.
I was going to ask you about that. That's not close to you, about 170 miles away? Is that correct? But you say there's still people there are concerned.
Yeah, but for us, that's close enough, because what's happening, one other thing, when this happened yesterday, you were kind of broken into either one or two groups. People who were outside work, away from the home, or you were in your home. I happened to be in my home, so it was kind of like lockdown. I was telling someone today, it was almost kind of similar to like what happened in 9/11, where you're at home, you're at lockdown, you're just glued to the television set, you're just dying and looking for information of what's going to happen. But today I went and I drove around, a little bit through Tokyo. So there's visually, there's nothing, there's no damage. You can't see anything. But you can see long lines at the gas stations, and when you go into most of the food stores or the 7-Elevens, a quarter or half of the shelves are cleared out.
Hey, Tom, listen, thank you so much. We're glad you and your family is safe. And again, New York sends a big hello. You take care.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.